This conference will now be recorded.
Wait for Jason. He's coming in the door.
There he is.
Yay.
That's the tow truck to drive you out.
You ready? All right. I'm going to call the city council meeting of January 23rd to order. Everybody is present. We'll all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Guess I'll take a motion to approve the agenda if there isn't any corrections.
So move. Second that.
A motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to approve the agenda. Consent agendas.
We didn't vote on approving
We
the
had to
agenda.
vote on it, approve the agenda.
Oh, all in favor, say aye. Sorry.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Pass. Consent agenda.
I have a question on the accounts payable.
Okay.
Can we move that down to number 4? or-
Sure, or, yeah, let's do 4.
Any,
Just the consent agenda, only for the minutes of January.
anything else?
Motion to approve the consent agenda with the deletion.
Second.
Have a motion by Jody and a second by Lauren to approve the consent agenda items with the change. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ordinance and resolutions.
We got public comment.
Anybody?
Oh, any public comments? Move down to ordinance and resolutions. Resolution 23-01, a resolution amending the city fee schedule for 2023.
From mayor, members of the council, we annually amend the fee schedule for the city. Most specifically for ambulance charges to coincide with their approved rates. So as you will see, those have been increased, those are the ones highlighted in yellow. And then speaking with the increase in peddlers permits, we recommend raising that $10 to $35. Those are the only changes to the fee schedule presented to you tonight.
Do you know right at the top of your head what the increase was in the ambulance ones?
Not off the top of my head.
Because I know you don't have them there, what the increase was.
Yeah, it wasn't, whatever Medicare's paying is what the rate increase was for.
Can you go down to the water and sewer portion? Do we need to add on the extra capital fees? that we
No,
put
that's a
on?
separate, that's not listed on our fee schedule.
Oh, okay.
It
Thought it might.
hasn't ever been.
Okay, I know it's not there. That's why I thought, do we have to put it on?
I can definitely do that. Those are the only changes at this time.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to approve the resolution 23-01. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Care Center report.
As you can see there, our census at the care center is down off of budget. We budgeted for 42 this year out of 45 beds that are available. Our annual average is 38.5. This last month, our average was 35. We had a census decline in December. We had several residents pass away, all were on hospice, within about a 10-day time frame. That really hurt a lot. As a result of that, we did reduce some staffing hours by 20 minutes, as you can see there. Department managers have reduced hours by 30 minutes until the 1st of February, or until we get to 38 residents. Today we are at 34. We had a resident pass away today as well. Good potential to save several $1,000s in the month with that, just trimming those little bit of hours rather than reducing a full position. Our retention committee is still meeting pretty regular, trying to discuss ways that we can improve life at work and keep people that we so terribly need, because our next piece is staff recruitment. And we're
Can we
looking
back
at,
up a bit?
yes, sir.
You said until February 1st or when our census reaches 38 residents.
Yep.
Right now you're at what?
34.
So you got 4 between now and the end of the month?
You got it.
What are you gonna do if you don't?
Continue to reduce.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Frontline staff will probably get back hours prior to management crew getting it back.
Okay. Makes sense.
So our staff recruitment, as you see there, we're looking at some different ways. Wine and cheese party, non-alcoholic wine. We don't want to get anybody drunk before we sign the dotted line. But we're trying to do something different than other communities are doing to get people in the door. And then, of course, the retention group is trying to maintain them. Infection control is probably our biggest thing for winter, of course. Our Waseca County COVID transmission rate is still at high risk. So therefore we are wearing masks. Right after Christmas, like 3 days after Christmas, we had a COVID outbreak. We had 2 residents that came down with COVID and a couple of staff members that continued to multiply over about 2 weeks. And now we are COVID free at the care center, but because of the county transmission rate being high, we're still wearing masks every day on the floor. So when you come into the care center, please wear a mask. We did have a sewer line break. I'm sure a lot of people heard about that. Quite a big deal. The sewer line that leaves the building is a PVC pipe, goes out to the street, and it was a level 20. It needs to be a level 40. It's lasted, 50 years. So we're okay. We did replace it, 30 feet of it with the correct pipe. But in that time, because it happened Christmas Eve, it was about 6 o'clock at night when I shut up and told everybody, I said, nothing goes down the drain. Absolutely nothing. Because it was backing up into the building. So Diane Stensel and I spent a lot of time vacuuming and cleaning that mess up on Christmas Eve. Christmas morning, Christmas Eve night, Jim and Dukes came in. He couldn't fix it. Christmas morning, I believe the Jetter Clean guy came in, and within 20 minutes, he found out that the pipe was broken outside the building. So, of course, contacted Brandon. He was busy doing other things as well, as were about 6 other groups that we contacted to fix this on Christmas Day. Brandon said I'd be there first thing tomorrow morning. He got there Monday, about 11 o'clock, dug it out, put a new pipe in, and we were temporarily good to go because that pipe was not permanent. He put a temporary fix in until Tuesday because nobody had it. So we had to wait till Tuesday afternoon for him to put the fix in and then cover it. So we had a heat blanket on the top and trying to keep things warm, and then, 10 below zero or whatever. That was kind of a pain. Exciting times. And on top of that, the snowstorm. As a result of that, we did have a survey team come in on January 5th. January 3rd, I talked to Chief of Police here in town about this particular complaint. It was actually 5 complaints that were issued with the state. Someone in St. Paul made contact with the Chief of Police. The Chief of Police made contact with us. Told her what we did. Everything seemed to be fine. She reported back to the state. The state then called me on Wednesday, the 4th. I spent several hours with them on the phone. Everything seemed to be okay. And the next day, the survey team showed up to tear apart all records, make sure everything was done according to plan. Every single entity said we did everything right. We did a good job. Your people should be commended because it was such a pain in the butt.
And this was a staff complaint, right?
It was a staff complaint.
About the sewer break.
Yes, sir. So,
Hope it never happens there.
Yeah.
well,
I mean, stuff happens.
like I explained to some people, and it was mainly the management group. I said, nowadays, in the old days, if your sewer broke, you had to clean it up in your basement. Nowadays, the sewer breaks, and you call your insurance company, and they say, no problem. We'll put you up at the Holiday Inn for 5 days, and when we're done cleaning it up and fixing it for you, putting everything back, then you can come back to your house. Nobody has to deal with this stuff anymore, so they don't understand. The residents, on the other hand, got a kick out of it. Monday morning, huh? I had been vacuuming sewer lines for 8 hours a day before on Christmas. And Monday morning, the residents say, gosh, I remember doing this as a kid. This was a hoot. Remember we had to go out to the barn. Somebody had to dump the chamber pot. And somebody had, they had a blast. Everybody else, not so much. As you see on there, I don't want to take up your time. The financials were not totally complete yet. We had a couple of hiccups with communication between our departments and the therapy group. So we're still waiting on some solid numbers from that. But as it stands, we are looking at a loss for the month of December. For that first quarter of the year, we are going to lose $7,000 for the quarter, which isn't terribly bad. In the sense that in the month of December, we had 3 payrolls. We lost 9 residents that passed away. We had pool staff or agency staff were greater than 50% of the people that were working the floor. And they are very expensive. Mm-hmm. And our Medicare A numbers were less than 2. Medicare A, like Tony said, they tell you what they're going to pay you. It's usually pretty good. It's the best payer source we have. And when those numbers are less than 3 or, you don't make a lot of money. So this month, our Medicare numbers are at 7. Our agency staffing is probably around 40% because we went from having 20 openings in nursing to 14 in 1 month. That's great. We've only lost 1 resident so far this month, but hopefully January is going to turn out a little bit better.
So what happens to those 9 residents, which is a terrible thing
Yes,
to happen, but is there a refund to those families or to their accounts?
to those private families, yes.
Private pay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, any private pay, any co-pay paid up front.
It's just prorated for,
Right.
Okay.
Prorated for how many days they were actually
okay.
in the facility. So. Any other questions?
You want to mention about board members?
Oh, sure. We are in need of advisory board members. It appears that we could use up to 5 advisory board members.
Wow.
Many of our members have been on, or a few of our members have been on for a few years. And quite typically it's 2 years, I think.
2 terms.
So, yeah, I think, I don't know, I have to look at the bylaws on
Yeah.
it.
And in order to be an advisory board member, it's in the bylaws that you live within 10 miles of the city of Grand Richland. You are not an employee of the care center. And I think people that have, the frame of mind to help us make that community better and grow into kind of the new millennium of how we take care of people is good. People with new ideas.
And we only meet once a month. So it's 12 meetings and
I did publish that in the paper, but
Volunteer?
no hits.
Yeah.
Volunteer, yes.
You want to mention your stipend, I think.
Oh, well, I just
Yeah.
thought that maybe next time when we're looking for budget stuff, it may be advantageous to have some sort of stipend. I know some communities do $10 a meeting or something. Just something to help offset some of the cost of a member of the community stepping up to do that. So we can discuss that later, but that's just something that we talked about earlier.
Guess when it is.
But it was in the paper and I have not received any inquiries.
Thank you.
So it's 10 miles from town.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to a couple people then.
All right. That's what we like to hear. That would be great.
Okay, move to approve the care center report.
Got a
I'll second.
motion by Lauren, a second by Jody to approve care center report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Thank you.
So,
Shell will not be here, she's sick, so we can just go through her report.
She mentioned the sewer breakdown.
Yeah, generator scheduled for its yearly checkups, that got scheduled and done. Boilers working and installed, sewer break care center. She's having some issues with getting some chemical down to the building where it needs to go due to the way things are set up out there. The truck driver's having trouble getting down there because of ice and just the way things are structured. And the way she explained it to me, it really doesn't make sense of how it's set up. So she's gonna talk to Bolton and Mank, our wastewater engineer, and just see if there's a way to put the container for that chemical in a different spot so that that driver doesn't have to back down. So it's not an issue when there's no snow, but now it's just.
Is it liquid or is it
I
cracked out?
don't know for sure. I don't even remember what it is for sure.
Because they put something up on top and pump it if it was liquid.
Yeah, it's gotta go right to where her building is, right to the west, right to the north is where it goes in.
Okay.
But the building is west and north down the hill. So he's gotta drive all the way down there and then it gets pumped back up to the top.
Okay.
So, she's looking at that. So that's just more of a information for you.
Could we dump a load of gravel on there?
I don't know for sure where he's gotta go to get down
I
there.
dropped it off.
So,
Our truck won't fit down there.
It won't.
I was just gonna say,
Tractor could.
Could you put it in the bucket of the tractor?
So that truck, I mean, it's Hawkins, right?
yes.
And their trucks just keep getting bigger and bigger too. So it's,
Good.
So just a reference that we're looking into that, so.
Okay.
Outside of that, nothing crazy.
straight job, not a semi.
it's hard even getting to pick up.
Oh, but it's straight
It's-
truck? Not
it's
a
a-
semi.
It's a straight truck. Yeah.
but it's so slippery on the
Yeah.
hill right now.
Makes sense. That's quite a good hit.
That's all we got.
I'll make a motion to accept the people service report.
Second?
Have a motion by Jason and a second by Lauren to accept the people services report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Street maintenance.
It's been all snow.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about the snow, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've already pushed 14 or 15 times. Last year we only pushed 4. So, and it's only middle of January, so
We got a long ways to go.
yes, we do.
Only 4 months of winter left.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything's been going pretty good. But with all the wear and tear, we've had a couple issues with the tractor. The bucket was all wore out. And then I think we're gonna need some little more salt sand. So I'd like to get that approved if we're not out, but and I probably won't order until we need it to get it.
They have plenty, so if you ordered it like a week
Yes.
before, they can
Yes.
be okay.
So,
I thought we approved 2 loads.
I think he's already through that second one.
Oh, you already
We're
are.
on the second one. Yeah. And like I said, and we're not empty,
Right.
but I don't want it to come.
Yeah.
Don't need to be an emergency.
Exactly.
I'll make a motion, we approve another load of salt and sand at, what is it, 1137.50 when needed?
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Jody and a second by Jason to approve sand salt at 1137.50. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Then we broke the front window on the new pickup.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. It's just happens. Is that legal? You have to have the window's gotta be perfect, right?
Oh, yeah, we needed to fix it.
So we got that for
Is that
Thomas's
the windshield or a door?
Windshield.
windshield.
Oh, you gotta be.
So I got that up for,
We have glass coverage?
I don't think so. The deductible that I saw on the property casualty was 2,500, so I can
Well,
verify, but I would just approve it and then we can verify it.
that's under $500, right?
yes.
Don't need it.
Okay, if that's what you wanna do, that's fine.
That was good to go.
Yeah, that's good to
Okay,
go.
Sorry. And then, I got hold of Sherman-Williams and, their paint prices went out. So for street paint, just so we don't get in trouble again like we did last year, cause paint took so long to get to us. It's at 1671.97, but for some reason, and Tony will have to help me with this, but we have a credit for some reason. Don't know.
They billed us and we sent payment and then they billed us. And then Sarah called and they said, no, you still owe us the money. And so then we sent them payment and then they just called us back or sent us a credit statement saying we didn't owe them money.
Yeah.
So we have a $250 credit there, so I will need a 1671.97 minus the $215.
Is that for the white and the yellow
That does both.
That's everything they need for the
And
streets
blue?
for this year.
and the blue?
Blue, we have,
Have some?
we get that from a different company.
Oh. Okay.
But
All right.
he's worried that if we order it now, we might get it by
Yeah.
street time.
I make a motion, we approved and ordered the paint.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Jody and a second by Jason to order street paint from Sherman-Williams. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Sorry, but jumping around and not going in order. And then might as well go to the sweeper brooms, just to get that ready for spring for all the dirt and stuff. That's a side broom and, no, sorry, middle broom is 2 side brooms. Braid 82.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jody to approve the sweeper side brooms and main broom at $882. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
How long do those last? Depends.
It usually goes about a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Depending on how much
Well,
you
they
use
go
it.
pretty good because it's spring and fall. And,
yeah.
If you had to guess, how many hours is that?
oof,
Couple days worth?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Solid.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you'd give it 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a lot of brushing,
Yes, it
especially
is.
against the concrete.
Okay.
And the last is I'm going on vacation in
No.
February.
Oh,
Come on.
Oh, no. It better not snow then.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
We're gonna go on a cruise.
Yeah.
Bahamas.
Cool.
So I got a hold of Tim's Trucking, and they're the ones that have been helping us with snow removal. They said they'd bring a guy and a truck for $115 an hour
For plowing?
for plowing, if needed. Chad's gonna be gone, and it's just gonna be Braden, so I was thinking of asking one other person.
Be a good contingency.
Yeah, it's a good backup plan.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
yeah,
That's what I
I
thought.
agree with that.
So
Do you want us to approve that, just
I would
in
like
case?
approval for that.
So move.
I'll second that.
A motion by Lauren and a second by Jody to have Tim's Trucking on standby when Eric is gone on vacation from February 10th to the 18th. All in favor, say aye.
I got a question. Does that include, I mean, if they come in and do it, we don't have to provide any manpower to help them?
Yeah, absolutely. No,
We don't.
they won't sand. I mean, that'd be.
Right, but I mean-
I have Braden that can. do
They run
that.
everything.
And that's what they're charging us anyway, right? For,
I don't know.
I think it is close to that.
Okay.
So,
Because don't you usually run the blower?
I do.
Yeah. So they're gonna be running it at this time?
I think I'm gonna get Braden into that if needed. I'm just hoping we're not gonna get any snow.
Yeah.
Well,
Good learning experience. Got your number?
Well, the street, I have to compliment you, the streets look good.
Thank you.
yeah,
You guys getting things cleaned up quickly, snow's
Agreed.
moved, yeah, it always looks good.
Thank you.
got some rough spots, some ice, but that's.
What are you gonna
But I've told people that do this because, and the reason is for that is we don't run like what, like county does, state does. That's why their roads are so perfect.
They are, they're actually really good,
You're
yeah,
right, you're right.
You're spending.
yeah,
the
they
money
look
for
good.
that.
So we have a motion by Lauren, a second by Jody to have Tim's Trucking on standby while Eric is on vacation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Perfect.
Thank you. That's big stress off me.
Don't even call, it'll be fine.
I'll call you and see if it's snowing.
You'll be in Mexico.
Says the ice rink is ready. Has anybody been out there to?
My kid's been out there a few times.
Cool, all right.
Should be a good year for it.
Is the whatchamacallit open? The
Water
shelter? Yeah,
Yep.
it is,
Yep.
okay. Just like normal then,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Ice is actually really good this year. Don't ask me why.
Better water, the
Okay.
water's better.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all I have.
Make a motion to approve the street maintenance report.
Second.
We have a motion by Jody and a second by Lauren to approve the street maintenance report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Perfect. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Eric, have fun on your vacation.
Now we'll go to unfinished business, city council vacancy appointment.
So we received 3, letters of interest and questions. Posted all of them for you. And looking for a motion to appoint or
I move to appoint, is it Jandra Ferguson? Janda? Okay, sorry.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to appoint Janda Ferguson as a council member. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Perfect. Welcome aboard.
so at the next meeting for you, and then we can go.
That was good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
You'll have to swear in because I'll be gone.
Oh, crying out loud.
You can do it.
I think I can do it.
Perfect. Let's move on down to new business, December 2022 financials and end of the year.
Yep, I just pulled this out here because I know that somebody would maybe have some questions or we could talk about it, but, this is pretty much where we're at. It looks like we overspent about $80,000, but a lot of that was due to unplanned repairs and maintenance, things that came up. However, we also took in about 117,000 more revenue than we anticipated, so, actually, we are ahead by 37 pending the end of the year audit by the auditors. So.
Good.
That's kind of where we sit.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that glaring in that.
Yeah, I just wanted to explain that we did go over, but we more than offset it with the extra revenue that came in. And
That doesn't happen.
obviously, some of that was because of the way the budget was done last year, and of course, the way the budget was done this year. Hopefully, we have a much clearer idea going into this year than we did last year.
Certainly hope so.
Yeah, no, it'll be better.
So with that, I will need a motion to approve those.
I've got a comment. I've seen a few things, and maybe it's not this one, maybe it's the other one, but I just want to bring it up. We kind of made a pledge to buy more local, and I see some of these purchases haven't been local.
It all depends on what it is and when we can get it and how fast we can get it.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move to approve the 2022 financials.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to approve the 2022 financials at end of the year report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Move to the lifeguards and concession stands.
This is a request from Councilmember Jody.
Yeah, I wanted it to be on the agenda that we start maybe getting people thinking about it now. If they're offering any kind of classes, if some of the kids want to, get qualified and certified and not wait till Memorial Day and start looking for lifeguards. Concession stand, I just really mentioned the lifeguards in my
Right.
email when I asked.
I see the Wasika Water Park has got their advertisement up too, so.
Yeah, I think we should get on it, now, in case, I don't know, they used to do classes down Albert Lee at the Y, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that's the place where they had them the last time was the Y.
Okay.
But aren't you and Sarah certified to do the
I
classes?
have nothing to do with that. Sarah's certified. So we switched, just for your information, we used to utilize the Red Cross system for everything. With the Red Cross, there's some pretty strict guidelines and training
That's
about
right.
having a head lifeguard and all that kind of stuff that complicates the process for small places like us or Geneva or that kind of stuff. So Sarah Jo actually reached out to almost every pool around us last year when we were struggling to find lifeguards and found out that very few places are utilizing the Red Cross system anymore because of those challenges. So last year we moved to a different system, and I can't for the life of me tell you what the name of the system is now, but it's all online training, online stuff. They still get their lifeguard certification in person, like from the Y, like they normally would. But the training courses is an online academy that we basically bring to the city. So we buy some of those Red Cross requirements that make it very hard to find lifeguards. So
Now, do they come here for a class or do they do online at home?
They
Like, if
do
they have
it-
any questions? they can-
most of it's done online, and then I believe there's an in-person testing part for the
So
lifeguard.
they don't get any, if they don't get any. If they had a question at the time frame they were looking at it online, they're doing that from home, not here in a room that you could ask somebody a question?
It's through the Y, and I don't know if there's I think there's an online classroom element to it. I don't know how that works out.
You know what I'm kind of
Yep,
trying to
no,
get at?
Yep. So,
Is
but I think that the online, they would have the opportunity to ask for questions. But yeah, usually the YMCA swimming person is the one that's in charge of the programs. But I don't disagree. We struggled really quite a bit, and I know Geneva did too.
Yeah, because theirs was closed all year.
Yeah. So I don't disagree with you that that's a good idea. Would you be opposed to working with Geneva to try to come up with some sharing system?
Not at all.
I think it's a good idea.
We have a great amenity out there at the lake, and it just
I-
hate to see it
Yep.
not being utilized. You know, with lifeguards, I think more people would definitely bring their younger kids, especially.
Well, and then
Yeah,
on
lots
the flip side of that, it also gives us a person out there to prevent damage and property damage and things that happen there, or somebody that.
At least for the time they're there.
Right, so, all right, if you're okay with it, we will put something together, and I will reach out to Geneva and see if we can do some sort of a sharing thing, even if it means that we both have our own lifeguards, and maybe our guards can help with their lessons, and their lifeguards can help with our lessons, so that we're not spread out, then we can do that.
And as far as a concession stand, we don't need to serve 5-course meals out there.
No,
I think we just get like with Ermal, I think they're the candy supplier around here, right? Mo?
Yep.
Yeah. They can set us up with just a basic, you know,
Snacks.
yeah, and the
a
reason I,
basic park concession stand that, you know, kids will, you know, utilize and,
and the reason I had that on there is because the only way we can have that concession stand open is if we have enough lifeguards to do, we'll need, because basically what we use that concession stand for is their break period. They can go in the concession stand and sit there and take their break and sell the stuff, and they can rotate through.
Without getting into the weeds of the concession stand, where is the line of sanitation for this health safety issue from the state? If we went snacks versus something that, say, like, what if they had a crock pot full of stuff for chips and salsa, or chips and.
If we do all prepackaged items, then we go under a USDA ag license, which is like $50. If we start preparing stuff, then it's through the county health board, and then it gets a little bit more inspection, and they both include inspection processes, but that would be a much more intense inspection process and then licensing fees.
And I would say, let's just go with the snacks this year, and if it gets off the ground and going, then maybe we can change it a couple years down the road,
exactly.
if it gets bigger enough.
I agree.
So if you're okay with it, what I will just plan to do is I'll plan to run with this, and then I'll provide a report to you guys at the next meeting.
Run, Tony, run.
All right, we'll move down to the city administrator update.
We received 3 applications by Friday, we received another application today. I have also been advised that the sheriff has rescinded his offer to the chief deputy position, so I have submitted a letter to the council asking to withdraw my resignation. So the council has a few options. They can either move forward with the hiring process, or they can discontinue the hiring process and accept my withdrawal, or something other that the council chooses.
I'd like to see those applications, just for curiosity, I guess. You know, we did put the ad out. I don't know. That's just me. But I'd start over again as well.
Yeah, I move to accept Tony's withdrawal of his resignation.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to approve Tony's withdrawal
Yeah, of his
and the
resignation.
resignation.
Yeah,
All in favor, say aye.
aye.
All opposed, nay.
No,
3-1.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
yeah. I wanna see that.
All right, we'll move down to accounts payable.
Can you get back there quick? Maybe. Okay. Shoot.
In my mind, for one thing, I don't think they should be calling accounts payable. I think you've already written all these checks, right? So it should be more like a check register.
Check
like it says,
register,
yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's
Sure.
basically, that's what it is, because you either electronically or you
Right.
physically written. The only one I really kind of caught my eye was one of the Star Eagle, Eli, for the Santa bingo for the ambulance. Now, that should have came out of their funds, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
We're not running a bingo.
No, it didn't come, I think Sarah told me, and I don't remember, but I think what happened is it got paid on an invoice, and then the Relief Association wrote a check back to the city.
Oh,
for that
okay.
Cost.
Oh, I figured that's might have what happened, but.
Yeah, no, that was not paid for by.
No, I don't want the taxpayers thinking we're running a bingo.
Can you go page down on that, again, tell me? Thank you. I had a couple, and I don't remember what they were.
Going down.
Air gas. Tony?
Air gases for the ambulance oxygen
Yeah, but we're still renting them big barrels and we don't use them anymore that are,
for the fire department.
yes.
Are those purchased ones over there then? Like the ones that are on the air
That come
compressor?
with the
Okay, so those are ours.
Can I fill my tank with it?
Okay, so we just need to get rid of those four that are.
I mean, we're renting them and we're not using them, so we might as well get rid of them.
I got a guy that delivers it.
Anything else?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
I make a motion that we approve the, check register accounts payable, whatever we want to call it.
Second.
Have a motion by Jody and a second by Lauren to approve the accounts payable check register, whatever you want to call it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Perfect.
Jody, I like your statement, so from now on, I will just call it the December check register or whatever.
Oh, yes, thank you.
That makes more sense, you are correct.
Any miscellaneous?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, miscellaneous.
Move on down to the auditor's report, or administrator's report, not the auditor yet.
Any work on year-end items, submitted month sales tax return, worked on pending litigation, worked on preliminary items for the 2022 audit. I actually have a meeting with the auditors on Thursday going forward with our stuff. Worked on council vacancy, city administrator applications, worked on new transition plan. With that, so while Sarah Jo is out on medical, Minnesota Valley COG, who we're a member of, is having their staff member come down here and assist with stuff. It is no charge to us as we're a member of that organization.
okay.
So I have Jessica coming Tuesdays and Thursdays right now to help with water bills and utility billing and all that kind of stuff. She was a former utility billing clerk, so it is actually working great. And then she helps me with some various stuff around here. So she's gonna do that for the next, for this week and next week for sure. And then I think hopefully Sarah will start transitioning back. So that's just kind of keep you guys on the loop for that. DocuWare is in the new DocuWare system and it is functioning wonderful. It's gonna be really awesome once everything's learned and working correctly. Played birthdays, Eric on the 10th.
Yay.
Yay.
Anniversary is Jade and Sarah, a year with the ambulance on the 26th. Gerke with fire department for 8 years, is that correct? Gail Jacobson and Kurt Peterson will have 10 years on the 7th.
Wow.
That's what I got for you.
I have one question. I noticed that my gas meter, or maybe it was water meter, was, only reason I could tell because there were footprints through the snow up to it. Is that because the device doesn't read through the snowbanks
I'm guessing that
or,
was gas. Huh?
That was gas.
or gas then?
I think they still walk.
Oh, do
I
they?
think they do, yeah.
Well, I haven't seen footprints for a long time.
I'm guessing it's probably like ours where if it doesn't read, they'll have to walk to
Okay.
to something.
Well, I just was guessing. I hope they weren't guessing.
You'll
Oh,
find
that
out
looks like,
when
that
you-
looks like $150.
You'll get you'll get a credit on your bill next month. if it's over.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Do we need to approve the administrative report or we just?
We do.
I'll make a motion to approve the administrative.
Second.
Have a motion by Jody and a second by Lauren to approve the administrator's report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
What was the name?
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jody to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll adjourn at 7:15.
Nice job.